Morning everyone, and welcome to this week's SBL Academy Assembly, which this week is on the topic of democracy. I'm also going to be sharing some key messages with you on home study and the year group leader elections which we have coming up. So what is democracy? Essentially, democracy is when a population get to vote for their leaders. They get to elect people who will be representatives of them, and if they don't like what they're saying or doing, they can vote them out. Now this links perfectly with our assembly from last week because democracy is one of the core British values which many soldiers have fought and died for over the years. So the home of our democracy is in Westminster and the Houses of Parliament, where 650 MPs who've been elected by their constituencies debate and vote on issues. And as I said, if we the people don't like what they're saying, we have the power to vote them out. And now the Economist Intelligence Unit have done some research on where the best democracies in the world are, if you like, where people's votes count the most. And as you can see, democracy doesn't exist everywhere in the world. There are some countries where people take power and then they refuse to give it up. Some countries that we would refer to as authoritarian, where perhaps power is simply passed down through a family, and North Korea is a very famous example of that. As you know, we've recently had the US elections. At the moment, this is a projection because they're still counting and recounting votes, as you may have heard. But it looks like the Blue Democratic Party have won the election, needing 270 electoral college seats to win, and projected in this model to get 290. You might think, looking at the map, that the red Republicans look like they may have won, but actually it's people, not land, that's important here. And each of the states have different populations. So the states with smaller populations have fewer electoral college seats. If we adjust the map to see what it looks like based on the population of each state, you can start to see that actually the Blue Democratic Party appear to have received many more of the popular votes. So that leads very nicely to our year group leader elections, which we're going to be holding soon. Now your tutors will have gone through these slides already with you, and as you'll know, we've already elected our Year 11 student principals and vice principals, but what we're seeking to do now is to appoint year group leaders in year 7 to 10, hopefully 4 in each year group with 1 from each house. Now this is a really great opportunity for you to develop your leadership skills and to make a contribution to further improving SBL Academy. You'll work remotely with the Year 11 student leadership team on the projects that you think will improve our school. Now hopefully you'll be aware of the deadline for applications for these roles, which is Friday the 20th of November. You've just got to write a short letter of application and hand it to your head of year. It doesn't need to be long, just very simply why you want to be a year group leader, why you think you'd be good at it, and then some of your ideas. These slides have also been shared with any students who are self-isolating as well, because we're really keen that as many people apply as possible, and we're hoping for at least 1 candidate from every tutor group. So moving on to home study now. I'm mainly speaking to those of you in years 7 to 9 now, because in years 7 to 9, as you know, since you've come back to school, you've had loads and loads of Google Form and online home studies. Now from now on, you're going to have a mixture of those Google Form and online home studies, but lots of normal home studies as well. Now it's going to continue to be really important that you have access to all of the technology that you need, that everything works and that you're able to log on and complete those Google Forms. So if you have any issue at all with any aspect of technology, any login or anything like that, you must tell your tutor at the first opportunity, and they will then log the issue on the student IT help desk. Now the first time that you miss a home study, a Google Form home study, because you haven't been able to access the technology, your teacher will remind you that you must tell your tutor and then log that issue. Most issues are really quickly resolved. So the next time you have a Google form home study, your teacher, unless they've been informed otherwise, will assume that that issue has now been resolved. And if you don't complete the home study, then you will receive a missed home study mark. Now, as you know, in all year groups, years 7 to 11, if you miss 2 home studies of any kind in a 1-week period, then you'll get a home study detention. And home study detentions are logged and treated just like any other detention. So finally, to finish on a positive, I just want to say what an amazing job I think you've all done in adopting the wearing of masks in communal areas around the school. I think I speak for every teacher when I say we've been so impressed with how quickly you've done what we asked you to do. You've clearly understood how important it is that we do this and that we look after each other and protect each other. And it's really underlined for me that SBL is the sort of place where all of the school community really look out for each other. So thank you so much for that. That's everything from me today. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you very much.